抜け Fly away 体中に広がるパノラマ顔を蹴られた地球が起こって火山を爆発させる溶けた氷の中に恐竜がいたら玉乗りしこみたいねチャラヘチャラ何が起きても気分はヘノヘノカッパチャラヘチャラ胸がパチパチするほど騒ぐ元気がチャラヘチャラ頭から棒の方が夢詰め込めるチャラヘチャラ笑顔ウルトラ Z で今日もアイアイアイアイアイ
Hello everyone and welcome to Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, which I guess you could call this a fighting game. Now the game does have a tutorial, but I think I'll take the liberty of explaining the basic mechanics myself. Unlike most of the other Dragon Ball Z fighting games which are also accused of this video game does not feature unique characters in any way. All of the characters have exactly the same combos and can learn all the moves of the other characters, and there are no signature moves or unique nuances like there are in the Tenkaichi games. Well, the other Tenkaichi games. Everything is made so it can be almost entirely interchangeable with any character you choose, which I guess is what the design is going for. The game asks us to choose medleys instead of specific songs, but the fights don't often go on long enough for them to repeat. Like pretty much every other Dragon Ball Z video game, the loading screens have little mini-games in them to make the loading less boring, though this game only has the one mini-game in it.
Alright, you ready? This should be fun!
Now I have a lot of good news and bad news about Ultimate Tenkaichi to share with you. The good news is that the game's presentation is gorgeous. But let's get to the gameplay. Battle is split into two distinct modes. Right now we're in ranged mode and we're charging up our ki, which enables us to do things like defend or dodge. When we're in ranged mode we can initiate a blast combo with regular blasts, and if we hit all the combos successfully, we enter a clash. If we successfully win the clash we enter a chain, which is what you saw just there. In that case it was a knockback chain. When we enter a clash, like this one right here, if we choose a different option from our opponent, we get our way and our action carries out. But if they win, they're able to deflect our attack. Clashes activate whenever we successfully land a combo, or when we switch from ranged combat to melee combat, or vice versa. We decided to go in for melee combat so that way we could use this special attack, the Kaioken. The Kaioken only works in melee combat. There are two kinds of special skills, ones that work in melee combat, and ones that work in long-range combat. And there are two kinds of combo chains. Right now we're in a light combo chain, and this kind of combo chain reduces our opponent ki meter, which makes them unable to defend against our special attacks. The knockback chain, which is the one we did earlier, and the one I believe I'm about to do right now, yes. It increases our spirit meter, which is the meter that fills up so we can use our special attacks. If you're wondering where the spirit meter is, it's that one in the middle, above the thing that looks like a speedometer, and next to the thing that looks like a Dragon Ball. We're in a special mode right now, we're in burst mode, which activates whenever we have our key meter full and we press up on the control pad. It adds an extra hit to all of our combos,
Even when things get rough,
and it enables us to win any clash automatically, so basically we're unstoppable. We also use our key meter to defend from attacks, and our opponent unfortunately has no key meter because we beat it out of him, so there's no way he can defend from our Spirit Bomb.
you're not bad. I'm impressed.
Some of that may have moved way too fast, so we're gonna go back and clarify some stuff. This right here is what I was referring to as a clash. This is the kind of clash that happens at the end of a combo, and I'm choosing the knockback attack in the hopes that my opponent won't do the same and cancel my assault. You might notice a problem with this. Yes, pretty much every confrontation in this game is entirely chance-based. Every time you want to do something useful that isn't use a special attack, you have to go through a clash. This means there's no way to plan a consistent strategy because your strategy can easily be foiled by pure 50-50 chance. This makes the function of both kinds of chains, the light chain as seen here and the knockback chain, completely useless. The knockback chain increases your spirit meter, which allows you to use more specials. And the fast chain, this one here, allows you to reduce your opponent's key meter. Now that's actually a really cool idea, and it could make for some great back and forth combat. The problem is that whatever you want to do has a 50-50 chance of failing. So even if it would be strategically wise to, say, use a knockback chain or fast chain in your current situation, that doesn't matter, because you have to rely on random chance to get it to connect. Lastly, let's explain Spirit High in burst mode. Spirit High is when your opponent is incredibly low on health, or when you're incredibly low on health, and it enables you to use your ultimate special attack, which, in this case, was the Spirit Bomb. Now, a real quick note about burst mode: every time you use burst mode, your key meter lowers for the rest of the fight. This takes away some of your possible defensive options and also makes the key meter harder to refill. These may sound like a lot of somewhat complex mechanics, but really it all comes down to random chance in the end. I think I've adequately explained the basic combat mechanics, so next time let's look at hero mode.